Hi everyone, and welcome to my new podcast, Finding Serenity in Stitches. This is something that I've thought about for a long time, wanting to do a podcast, and it's just not as easy as clicking on the camera and going. Maybe it is for some people, but I like to be prepared, and so I did a little bit of preparation the last couple of months to start my new podcast. I love knitting, I love crocheting, and I want to connect with other people that have that same passion. Knitting, I've been knitting for about 5 years, and I've been crocheting for about 2 years, and I kind of go back and forth. Some periods of time I'll be really into crochet, other periods of time I'll be really into knitting, and sometimes I like to have a couple of knitting projects, a couple of crochet projects going. And, it really feeds my mind to learn new things in knitting and crochet and to challenge myself with different patterns. A little bit about myself. I live in the Portland, Oregon area. I have a wonderful husband who's very supportive, and I have 3 adult children, one still in the home, and 2 have spread their wings and are out on their own. They're great kids. We raised independent children, and they've really are doing great, each one of them. And it's really fun and exciting to see them growing and, maybe coming to us for advice on different things, different adult things, that they have to deal with now that they're, either out on their own or thinking about moving out on their own or starting a business, etc. I worked for the state of Oregon for 20 years, and I retired a couple years ago, and I have a lot of time on my hands, so it's really nice to have a hobby. When I was working and raising the kids, I didn't really have any hobbies because I didn't have a lot of time to dedicate to one thing or the other, and so when I retired, I thought, okay, I need a hobby. And my stepmother taught me how to knit when I was probably about 12 maybe. And, I knit like a small blanket, and I knit a scarf for my dad, and the scarf kind of went woo. I gave it to him. I never saw it again, so I don't know what he did with it. So when I thought to myself after retiring, I want a hobby. What can I do? And knitting just really interested me, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna go for it. I got on YouTube, taught myself how to knit, and after a couple of years, probably about 3 years, I decided to try crochet. I wasn't bored with knitting because there's so much to learn, and I feel like I'm still a beginner, but I wanted to see what crochet was all about, and that opened up a whole new world to me. And I don't have a favorite. I think I do have a favorite. Today it's knitting, tomorrow it might be crochet. Then the day after that it'll be, I love both. What else can I tell you about myself? We have 2 wonderful dogs, Rico and Rocky, and they're pit bulls, and Rocky is about 5 years old, and Rico just turned 1. My daughter got him a little doggy cake for his birthday, and we all sang to him. He didn't know what the heck was going on, but we had fun. And it was made out of all food material, regular food materials that were good for dogs, so we could have some. I think one of my kids tried it. I don't know. I didn't, but that was nice. They're a big part of our lives, and I am actually doggy daycare for Rocky and Rico when my girls are working or, taking a trip or whatever. And so when all the kids are out of the house and both dogs aren't here, and my husband's maybe at work, it gets a little quiet, but I enjoy quiet. And sometimes I really miss them, and I look forward to them getting back in the house, coming back home. Let's see, the other video or other podcasts that have inspired me, I really like the Knitting Turnpike. Gina is such a sweetheart. Bag O' Day, Dana's Wanderlust. There's a lot. I made a little list here, but there's so many. 50 Fabulous Knits, Purl Together. I just was watching some of her videos, and she's an excellent teacher. And after following her videos and making some socks, I now am creating socks without a pattern, and, you know, creating my own socks. Maybe I'll make a pattern one day. We'll see. I would like to eventually make tops, and not necessarily long sleeve, maybe, you know, 3/4 sleeve or, you know, short sleeve, because I'm always warm these days. I'm just always hot. I usually have a fan going, but I want this video to go well, so I'm foregoing the fan. So if you see a little shininess, that's what it is. There's so many podcasters that have inspired me to go forward and just do it, you know, just try it. If it's something that's not for me, that's okay. I've spent little money on, you know, in the beginning, putting things together. So, you know, I'll be all right. I've got plenty of knitting and crocheting to do. But if it's something that I really enjoy and I'm able to connect with people more and make new friends, then that's great too. So I think what I'll do is get into my finished objects, my FOs, and let's see. One actually of my finished objects is the Gustavia tank top, and this is on the Barocco website, and I'll let you take a little peek at that there. It's a really cute A-line tank. It's a knit in linen. It's a Barocco Liana, which is, does it say here? I don't know. It's linen, and it's some kind of a blend, and I don't know if you can see it here. Let me grab it. I guess we'll grab this one too. Sorry about that. So here's my Liana, and I love this tank top. I actually started this last summer and finished it this summer. And I actually added, you see it's an A-line tank, and I did add a little bit of crochet detail on the bottom there. Bring it up here so you can see. Just a easy little bit of lace there. It's really comfortable. I love A-line tank tops. They're light, they're airy, they're forgiving. So that's one that I made this summer. And I just finished a knit along, the One Cal collab, where 3 stations or podcasters got together and did a knit along. And it was the America Tank by Jeannie from On the Hook Crochet. You may watch her videos. So bunch of us got together online, but they did several live events, and we were able to ask questions, and people shared their pattern ideas. And Jeannie from On the Hook Crochet, she is wonderful at creating patterns that and encouraging you to make it your own, giving you instructions on how to, once you have your measurements, how to fit it to your body. And anyway, so the America Tank, it's actually was a tee, and of course being so warm all the time, I made mine into a tank top. And this is my America Tank, and it came out pretty good. I did do some decreasing from the hip to the waist to give it a little bit of shaping. And the yarn I used was Faro from Barocco. And let's see here, I'll tell you a little bit about it. It's 80% cotton and 20% nylon, and it's a DK weight. And, you know, I really enjoy trying new yarns. So once in a while, I'll just order something. It's on sale. Everything's got to be on sale if I'm going to order it. And I decided to try this and, you know, see what it was like. It seemed like a good deal. And so I ordered several skeins of this. And I also got it in this nice mustard yellow. Take a look at that. Isn't that pretty? What I found with this Faro yarn is it kind of reminds me, it's squishy, which is nice, and it's lightweight. It kind of reminds me of, you know, when you get your blood drawn and then afterwards they put a little cotton ball on there and then they wrap that spongy tape around you. That's what this reminds me of. It's difficult to knit with, I found, and it came with a book and it had several patterns, nothing that I wanted to crochet, and so I decided, okay, I'll just find something else to make with this. It doesn't slide very easily, even on aluminum or metal needles when you're knitting. So if you try Faro, I'd recommend doing a crochet project before any knitting projects. I just think that would be best. Let's see. Oh, I'm wearing the Aurelia top, and this is another tank top. I completed 3, almost 4 tank tops this summer, and I'm real excited that I'm actually making things that I can wear and I can put to use. So the Aurelia tank is by Crystal White Van Cleemput, and I found her a pattern in Ravelry, but I think I first saw her on YouTube. So I'll link her YouTube channel so you can check her out as well. I noticed that in her patterns, she goes through some, she takes that extra step to add detail, you know, to the fine details to make your project, you know, a step above, I would say. So anyway, this is the Aurelia tank. I'll stand up so you can take a look at it. I had here we go. And I'll link that in the description as well. As far as WIPs, works in progress, I almost finished another tank top, and unfortunately, there's an issue with it. I made the Keen Wonder tank top, which is so cute. Let me show you a picture of the pattern first. It's a racerback tank, it's DK. And here's the back of it, which I think is just adorable. And I really enjoyed the pattern after I got comfortable with the wraps and turns, and after I got comfortable with the some of the shaping that they were doing. Unfortunately, the front side I completed first, and I thought it came out pretty good, and then I made the back half, and unfortunately the front is a couple inches bigger than the back, and I just had to set it aside the other day and decide what I'm going to do with it. I used Bamboo Pop in Lemongrass. I really like this yellow. It's kind of a muted chalky yellow, and here's the front. The instructions are to create the garment, leave the stitches live on stitch holders, and block it, then seam it together. Here's the back, which is quite a bit of shaping. Sometimes you're increasing while you're decreasing to get the right shape, but I learned a lot, and so I'm glad of that. But this back piece is smaller than the front piece. So the first thing I did was I checked to see if I used the wrong needle. Somehow maybe I started using a different size needle, and that wasn't the case. So I don't know, I'll have to figure it out, but for now we'll just set it over here. Let's see. The Keen Wonder is it's Kelborn Woolens, and Megan Kelly is the designer. I ended up buying the pattern booklet because there were several patterns that I wanted to make. Here's a cute summer top. It doesn't have to be for summer, but that's what I was thinking. I don't know if I'll have time. This is the Evening Star cardigan, and I thought that was really cute. So maybe I'll make that next summer, or maybe I'll make it and use it as a little cardie, you know, for the fall. Last Christmas, everyone in my immediate family received blankets, and a lot of the blankets I used Hobie's Amigo acrylic yarn. It's a DK weight, and I do have quite a few colors because I liked it so much, and I wanted to be able to make blankets, you know, more than one blanket per person. But anyway, I ended up making 7 blankets last Christmas, and so I thought I'd scale back a little bit this year because I really want to concentrate on knitting some tops so I can get familiar with their structure and maybe eventually design a couple of patterns myself. So as far as socks goes, I found this great pattern on Ravelry, and it's the worsted weight socks for Magic Loop. The pattern is free, and it has a toe-up version. It has a cuff down version, top down version, it says. It's just a real easy pattern for worsted weight socks. And the socks I'm working on are, I'll show you what I've got done so far. They're coming out really cute. Here they are. Yesterday I taught myself how to do helical knitting. And that's the stripes where you don't have a jog. Here, that's the back. You can see where I started the white right here. But that's the only jog or different I think you're gonna see if I do it correctly. Here's the front. I watched some videos on helical knitting. What I really wanted to do is to put in some of this mustard yellow and include these in the stripes and maybe a navy. But it became a bit overwhelming, so I decided 2-color helical socks is a good start. This pretty rust is Deborah Norville's Everyday Soft Worsted, and the color of this, ooh, probably should have brought my glasses. Terracotta Heather. Oh, that's a good name for it. That's a good name for it. Okay, Terracotta Heather. The mustard that I was going to put in but ended up not is Vanna's Choice by Lion Brand. And what color is this? Let's see. Well, let's call it mustard yellow. So this is my first pair of socks that I've started for holiday presents. And I started a second pair of socks. These are the fingering toe up socks, and I'm just doing light gray, and where the cuff is before the ribbing, I want to put some kind of a design, a little bit of color work, because that's something I'm trying to learn as well. I thought I can make socks now that I don't have it mastered, but I've got the hang of it, I'll say. And within the socks, I can do different projects to learn some new skills. And anyway, so that's what I'm working on now. Was it last month or the month before, June or July? It might have been June, purchased when Knit Picks was having a sale. I purchased some yarn, and I thought would be really good for some socks. I don't know if you've used the Hawthorne fingering. There's some really pretty colors. I was impressed. I purchased one of their value packs. So instead of the $17, you know, per hank, it was like 13 or 14. I can't remember exactly, but here is a real pretty color. It's got some blues and grays and like a teal and a navy. And this is called Macadam. The next one I want to show you, this is Hawthorne fingering. This is called Lents, and it's got some colors that it pulls from this hank here, but it's added some pretty purples. So I thought that was really pretty. They've got some real nice colors going on. Here's one that was in the value pack called Slabtown. It's also Hawthorne fingering, 357 yards that each of them have. So Slabtown, that is gorgeous. Isn't that gorgeous? I wouldn't mind ordering a few more of those and making a top out of it. We'll see. Also, in the value pack, there were 7 of them, right? 3, 6, maybe there was 6. Let's see. This is also Hawthorne, and the name of this is Kenton. And it's got a real nice mustard yellow with a pretty rust color. And oh, this is a fun one. This is the only speckle that came in the pack, And this is tie-dye speckle, and it's also, I think, oh, they're all hawthorn. But isn't that pretty? And it kind of pulls colors from this yarn here and this one. I don't know, I was kind of playing around with it. One of the projects I want to make, and I've been looking at for a while, is the Brioche-alicious by Andrea Mowry. She just had a sale, which ended, I think, yesterday, but it was her birthday sale. And so I purchased Brioche-alicious, and there was one other one, but I can't remember right now. So going back to this yarn that I wanted to show you, this is Happy Valley in Hawthorn, and this has some real pretty colors also. You know, it's got some navy and purple and teal, and you see that pretty pinkish orangey. Now these two really pull from each other, so that would make a really cute something. Even socks. Maybe I'll make a couple pairs of socks for folks for Christmas, so we'll see. And then the other thing I purchased, I wanted to share with you is Knit Picks has all kinds of cute little bags and things to get organized, and I have several needles that need a home, knitting needles, and so yeah, that just shows the whole selection. What I purchased was this cute little, and I haven't even opened it yet, so let's open it. It's a cute little bag for knitting needles. It's so cute. It's got a pocket here. Let me turn it around. It's got a zipper pocket here. And then you can put your needles in here. There's little slots. And I know you can fit a whole bunch in here. So I'm really hoping to help myself get organized. I don't buy a lot of bags for knitting. Actually, what I've been using for my knitting projects, my two daughters, they order clothing or accessories, I don't know, from a store called Sheen or Shine. And so whenever they order something, the items come in this recyclable plastic bag, and they know to give those to me so that I can use them for projects. Here happens to be one that I've been using. It's all crumpled up, but they're, you know, and they free bags keep me organized, but this will be really nice for my needles. So I think I've only been, oh, okay. So I looked at the clock on this phone and it says 8 minutes and 38 seconds, but I forgot I took a break a little earlier. So I was thinking, boy, I feel like I've been talking for an hour, but anyway, maybe that's just the way podcasts are. I want to thank you for coming and watching and sharing a little bit of your time with me. And I hope to share more of what I'm doing. And I'd love to know what you're working on. If you want to leave a comment, that would be wonderful. Let me know what you're working on or how you stay organized, maybe tips and tricks on how you stay organized with your knitting needles and your yarn and, you know, all the goodies that come with it. Anyway, thanks for coming by, and subscribe if you'd like, and hit the like button if you'd like. And I hope to see you again. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.